Finally. Pressed by the fire here.
I'm not myself these days. I don't know if you've ever had an obsession in your head. You know, something that takes a hold and won't let go. When I came to this country over 7 years ago now, I heard about this reward.
Hell of a thing.
Yes. Now I have your attention, see? A princess from Europe was lost here when she was a child 15 years ago. Her body was never discovered. Her country still has hope and is offering a lot of money to anybody who can bring her in. I've been looking for her ever since, on and off.
Carry on.
A man told me to look in the town of Van Horn, so that's where I'm headed now. It's probably nothing again. For a man who lives like me, free and on the move, it's strange. I just can't let it go. But it feels, you know, unfinished. Anyway, I need to take my mind off this.
Interesting. So that's all he has to say about it. And it's interesting that he says that it feels unfinished. And that, if you can take that two ways. You can take it in such a way that, you know, his mission to find her feels unfinished. Or maybe perhaps the quest line itself is unfinished. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. Oh, there's a map here. Oh, is there anything on the map? There's a point on the map. I don't know if that means anything. Well, I gotta take screenshots of this. So I don't want to grasp at things that may or may not be there, but I've been thinking the princess is not in Van Horn, but actually at Emerald Ranch. And if we look at this map, this little like dab, or because that looks like a perfume bottle, and the little squirter thing is literally sitting on the Emerald Ranch. That could, I could be, that's way too much of a coincidence. A lot of people have been thinking she is the one locked away at Emerald Ranch, and that little squirter happens to be at a camp from somebody who talks about the princess, and the little squirter bottle is on the map at Emerald Ranch. That's a huge coincidence. So I've spent way more time than I care to admit searching around Van Horn, the surrounding areas, the forests, everywhere possible. And I believe I've found every single clue that can be possibly found about the Van Horn princess. And I'm still kind of on the assumption that it might be this person in this window, or it's a DLC. It's either one or the other, or she's just not in the game. Now, I really want to think that this could possibly be a Sadie DLC, because if she does end up being a bounty hunter or something like that later on in the story, then it's completely possible that this could be one of the people she tracks down, maybe even Gavin, but we're going to see what this woman looks like, and if there's any signs that this could possibly be the Van Horn princess. So I actually waited about 5 or 6 nights trying to get her to come out, and decided maybe we'll beat the crap out of her dad, and that'll prompt her to look out the window. So we're gonna see if this works. Stupid little woman hiding prick. Oh, that was particularly. Oh, there she is. Okay, let's see if we can look at her with our binoculars. So a couple issues here. It looks like she's got black hair, and I really don't see anything on her left cheek, but she does rub her left cheek, which is interesting. Maybe that's just more of a strange coincidence than anything. She could be wearing makeup. She could be forced to wear makeup to cover the birthmark, and it's not too crazy to think that a child that was blonde can end up being with dark hair when they're older, because even in my family, most of the kids in my family ended up with blonde hair as children and then really dark hair as adults. And I can't take a photo of her. I really wanted to study this a little bit closer. It is unfortunate we weren't able to take a photo of her, and it's completely possible she could be forced to actually have to wear makeup to cover up the birthmark. And it was really interesting that she rubbed her left cheek. Now, this could all be a coincidence, but we don't really know, and there's no way to get in there to try and save her or anything like that. And the NPC saying that it all felt unfinished kind of really makes me think we have a chance of receiving some form of DLC. And getting a Sadie DLC would be amazing, because in my opinion, she's one of the best characters in the game, and being able to play as her after certain events in the story, as she's a bounty hunter or something like that, would be pretty awesome, and tying up some of these loose ends that we're finding in the game now. Now, it's completely possible that there is some just random thing that we need to do to be able to fully unlock, like the princess and the locked-away daughter in Emerald Ranch, but it is pretty interesting that the camp where that person said things are unfinished has a map with something that's marking Emerald Ranch, and we find her and she's rubbing her left cheek. It's completely possible that this could be the princess and her hair has just changed colors as she's aged. Most of the people in my family are born with blonde hair until they're maybe, like, I don't know, before their teens, they still have